here with Richard Wake, and we're here for a pint.
Yeah.
Cross. Yep. Cheers, Richard.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. This is brilliant because it's so warm today.
It is big weather, I must admit. Yeah, I'd just like to say that I have done 30 miles already, and I've got another 30 odd plus to get back as well. Just to, just
30 miles sounds like a lot right now.
It does, yeah. So anyway, tell us a bit more about your recovery.
Yeah, so about 3 weeks ago now, I came off the bike, doing Paris-Brest Paris, and yeah, not been riding since. It feels like an absolute age. Just went to the C surgeon hospital on Tuesday. He looked at me and said, "Can you do this? Can you put your hands above your head? Can you swing your arm around? Can you, while you're playing golf and all that?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You probably don't need surgery." So
that's good. So
I avoided the knife.
So the good news is you are going to be back.
Yeah,
that's what
a couple more weeks, I think. And I'm going to go next weekend on the bike, just on the hybrid, just do a few miles around and see how I feel, then push it a little bit further. I think the surgeon, I did ask the surgeon, okay to ride the bike, and he did say yes, but I think he probably thought about 4 or 5 miles or something like that.
Normal people don't understand the miles. Normal people do 4 or 5 miles and think that's a long way.
And you said to me off camera, stick another couple of zeros on the end of it.
Yeah.
As far as recovery's going, and I'm better than probably hoped, really.
Yeah.
I'll be back to normal in 5-6 weeks or something, punching out some 100-mile rides and things. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do some wild camping and if you fancy doing any of that, or anybody else watching the video fancy doing any of that, get down in the comments below. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I've got you're the perfect man to ask. Wait for the noisy bike to go by. I'm just about to start Audaxing.
Oh yeah.
Have you got any tips for me?
Tips for Audax for beginners? So what sort of rides do you want to do?
I'm going to be
start bottom.
I'm going to be doing the bottom. I bought myself, as you probably know, the cheapest sort of mediocre bike I could find. In sort of the thinking of this, if I was a brand new rider, I won't buy a £1,000 bike. I won't buy 2,000 or anything. I'll buy a Halford Special, or someone I would speak to would say go to Wiggle and pick one from there. Pick what I think is a reasonably priced bike, £370. It's got Claris on it. It's a proper racer. The upgrade, you could do the wheels, you could do little bits, but you're not going to be spending big money. And I think from an Audax point of view, I'm going to be doing the beginning. So if I was brand new to cycling, I would start with probably the 50s, I think they are, 60, 100Ks.
Yeah.
And then do a few of them, get them under my belt. Once I've got a taste for it, and then obviously I'm going to video that as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably step that up to the 200Ks, obviously.
The first tip would be, if you get into that sort of distance, then a Halford's bike probably don't quite cut it.
No.
But I'm sure there's lots of Audax people watching this video right now and be like, you can ride anything really, as long as you've got the mental ability, because that's what a lot of it is, not just all strength and the bike, a lot of it's mental, but a lot of it is long time on the bike. If you did a 200, you're typically talking your whole day on and off the bike, about 12 hours. So that's a long time, 10 and a half of which you're pedalling. So it's going to be comfortable on the bike. I think that's the number one thing.
If you cast your mind back to when you first started doing Audax, what mistakes did you make as an Audax rider? Feed, drinking, sleeping, resting, stops.
Yeah. I started straight in doing 200s. That was my Audax. I'd already done centuries. But yeah, I'd done those before Audax came along. I was doing sportives and my own thing, and my longest ride was probably about 100 miles. Lincoln Grand Prix. That was probably my longest ride up to that point, and I thought, I'm enjoying this. What else is out there? What can I do as well? Or discover this thing with a few friends, Audax. And I guess the pitfalls and you are not drinking enough, and that's often a trap I fell into, and not eating enough. Because both those together can make it an Audax kind of less enjoyable.
Back to route planning on Audaxing.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about doing an Audax DIY. And basically, what it is, instead of paying some money and goes in an organised event, you make your own route tour. As long as it adds up to 200 kilometres, just go ride it. And at the end, load it over you from your computer and the internet, and you get a points card, I think. So sort of mistakes you can make is making it too hilly, perhaps, or too long, because you want it to be 200, but you don't want it to be 210, 220 necessarily on your first ride out. So you need to make sure you're capable of doing it. Riding within your limits. That's very important.
So you mentioned climbing there as well. I mean, most of your rides pretty much have all hills, mountains, and all sorts of in there. What would you say is your sweet spot? What would you enjoy riding? Did you prefer the flat routes over the hilly ones, or would you actively go out and find?
I actively go out and find out hills. Yeah, more of the time. I'd rather head from where I live, I'd rather head to the Peak District or the Minch Walls.
I like that.
I'd rather go to those places than to the north of the Humber, where, okay, there are some hills in East Yorkshire, but I generally stay away from Yorkshire, York, the Vale of York, places like that, because it's just pancake flat and there's very little to see.
Yeah, to look at.
And you just get great views. You know what it's like. Everybody knows what it's like. There's some hills and it just makes it more varied, and the more challenging, the better.
Yeah, that's fun.
And that, as you can see, when jobbing.
Oh yes, that there.
As you can see, I'm wearing the Pure Beat Grit today. I just saw a post on Facebook actually. It's running next June.
It is, 2024, and it's all
600 kilometres.
Yeah.
Distance, 12,000 metres climbing, I think. May entertain it.
Oh yeah. I will look at the website and then quite actively dismiss it straight away, because it's literally every single hill in the bigs.
I think there's like 42 climbs in the Peak District. I did this back in 22, but it was the TCR year, so I went out on holidays, and unfortunately I'd quit the ride halfway through. So I've got unfinished business, so I may well do it next year.
Again for punishment.
So the point was, make sure you see, when you do these rides, Audax rides, okay, you have to come out your comfort zone a little bit, for sure. At the same time, ride away in your limits where possible, and that means, pacing yourself right. You don't want to go out with explosive effort right at the beginning, because you've still got all the day ahead of you. So, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for the tips on that. I will listen to them and then forget them quite promptly. It all comes down to the first Audax. I'm going to be all nerves anyway, because I'll be, I'm sure it's the same. It's like when you do any sportives, you get in a group of people you ride with, you try and hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've been putting out more than you actually can give for a good hour.
It's good at the beginning, in the first couple of hours, and then when the field, it's not a race, starts to break apart a bit, that's when you tend to find your own pace. But it's nice to get off a good start strong, but just, don't cling on for your dear life, as you put it. Know when to back off.
Yeah, I think
It's meant to be enjoyable.
From a riding perspective, it's that whenever you do any sort of group race and group ride, I don't want to be the one dropped or the one at the back who can't, is slowing the group down. It's I think with that, this is why obviously I enjoy your videos much, is because you do a lot of solo riding, it's just you. You do a lot of group riding as well, obviously with the Audaxes and all the other stuff that you do, but the single riding you do is where I ride as well. That's where I see myself riding, and I enjoy it very much for what you do as well, is new roads, new places you never visited before, and the scenery.
Stops.
Yeah, scenery, isn't it?
Co-ops. Yeah, because I'm sponsored by co-op.
Of course you are. Yeah. Of course you are. It's not sponsored by the co-op.
Yeah, maybe one day. So 2 pints later.
2 pints later, yeah, this is it. I think we've had enough. I've got a 30-mile ride as well to get back home. Anyway, Richard.
Look forward to watching the rest of this video.
It should be good fun. What's your plans for next year, mate?
Well, I've told... Scratch that bit. So, I've already discussed Badlands with you earlier today and on my channel as well, so I'm probably going to sign up for that when I can.
Yep.
I think it's like a ballot, so cross my fingers I'll get through on that. That's right. September next year, so if anybody doesn't know the Badlands, it's 750k around southeast Spain.
Cheers.
Is it Granada?
Yeah, round the
Girona,
bottom.
it's Granada.
All I know is it's very easy to get to on the plane with your bike.
Yes,
Which is definitely
Good.
selling appeal. And yeah, it's
It's a gravel event.
It's gravel, and
So-
it's really, really hard as well.
Yeah, some of that. Although again, I like climbing, so the views look really good. I've been watching a few videos over the last few weeks at Chris Hall.
Chris Hall.
Yeah, brilliant. Great insight onto the sort of bikes that you need for that. So there's that one, and then the only kind of thing that I'd like to definitely do next year, which I've completely forgotten, is I've always wanted to visit Tenerife.
Oh yeah.
Ride around the island and go up Mount Tidy. So I'd like to take that off on bucket list.
Well, that's
So that's recreational. It's not a race.
no.
So,
That there is excellent.
yeah.
I've not ridden it. Every time I've been to Tenerife myself, I've kicked myself for not renting a bike or bringing my bike and riding it, because
I'm gonna probably rent a bike on that one.
one day
I
I think I'll do that. Yeah, rent a bike.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
good.
top tip for anyone who's who thinks about flying with their bike, by the way, and I've had this a few times myself. It's cheaper to rent a bike than it is to pay Ryanair to actually carry your bike with you.
Yeah, and obviously, will your bike get to its destination as well?
In one piece.
In one piece.
When you look at travel, I mean, if you've got a bike which is fitted specifically for you, then there is really no option. You have to take it with you, which means you're going to need a bike box, which is half decent, and they can vary.
Big investment.
They can vary from anywhere from the cheapest one for what, 30, 40 quid, which is just fabric, all the way to probably £1,000, I think, which is probably some of the more
top end
people use. But for moderate people, you're looking at least 200 or 300 quid.
Yeah.
Which is an additional cost on top of the airfare you've got to pay, because
Yeah.
even though you might get that $24.99 flight deal, your bike probably will have to pay full price just to fly in the baggage hold.
Wow. So I will be hiring a bike. That's kind of the plan. And rest of the year, rest of next year. So that's kind of me 2 weeks holiday from work, Tenerife and the Badlands again in mainland Spain. So I'm sort of ticking off countries in Europe really. Did France this year, so next year will be Spain. And apart from that, lots of weekend breaks, overnighters. Leaving on the Friday, riding down somewhere, out and back, kind of thing. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. Well, anyway, thank you very much for.
Yeah, it was great
for the
talking to you, Tom.
beers. Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, likewise. Cheers.
Absolutely brilliant day.
Yeah.
And again, if you like what you see, please do click like, drop a comment underneath, of course. And not that any of my viewers haven't already, subscribe to this fella. Link below, of course, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.